Through the sands of time, one book stands out above all others, captivating the minds and souls of billions of people for more than 14 centuries. The Quran, much more than a simple religious text, represents an eternal dialogue between humanity and the divine. Join me on an extraordinary journey to explore this spiritual masterpiece from a fresh, captivating, and deeply revealing perspective. Picture the scene. A silent night in the deserted mountains of Mecca in the 7th century. A lone man, known for his impeccable integrity, meditates in the darkness of the cave of Hira. It is there that Muhammad receives his first revelation, words that still resonate today. Read in the name of your Lord, who created. This first revelation marks the beginning of an extraordinary spiritual journey that will last 23 years. In a society divided by tribal conflicts and moral relativism, the message of the Quran brings a revolutionary vision: divine oneness, social justice, and the elevation of the oppressed. It is not only a new religion that is born, but a complete transformation of society. The first revelations in Mecca mainly addressed questions of faith, ethics, and divine judgment. Later, in Medina, the message evolved to address the practical aspects of community life: governance, social relations, the economy. This progression testifies to a divine wisdom adapted to the needs of a community in full development. But how did this orally revealed text become the book we know today? It is a fascinating story of meticulous preservation and unwavering devotion. During the Prophet's lifetime, the revelations were memorized by his companions and transcribed on various materials available at the time. After his death, the first Caliph Abu Bakr undertook the compilation of these scattered fragments. It fell to the companion Zayd ibn Thabit to take on this monumental task: to gather, verify, and authenticate each verse to create a single, coherent manuscript. But the work of preservation did not stop there. The third caliph, Uthman ibn Affan, aware of the rapid spread of Islam beyond Arabia, ordered the creation of several standardized copies that were sent to the main Islamic cities. This early standardization explains why the Quran remains remarkably uniform across the centuries and continents. The preservation of the Quran also extends to its oral dimension. The art of tajweed, melodic and precise recitation, ensures that every inflection, every pause is transmitted exactly as it was revealed. This unbroken oral tradition constitutes a living chain directly linking our era to that of the Prophet. The structure of the Quran defies traditional literary conventions. Organized into 114 surahs, chapters, it does not follow a chronological order, but rather a divine organization that maximizes its spiritual and emotional impact. Each surah begins with the sacred formula, Bismillah, in the name of God, the All-Merciful, the Most Merciful, immediately establishing an atmosphere of reverence. The linguistic style of the Quran is considered inimitable, combining rhythmic prose, powerful imagery, and captivating narrative structures. Its poetic beauty transcends mere aesthetics to become an argument for its divine nature. A challenge to skeptics to produce even one passage of equal eloquence. At the heart of this sacred book is a rich tapestry of universal themes. Divine oneness, Tawheed, forms the central core around which all other teachings revolve. The Quran does not merely affirm this oneness. It constantly invites rational reflection and observation of the natural world as proof of divine greatness. Contrary to popular belief, the Quran places a high value on knowledge and intellectual exploration. Are those who know equal to those who do not know? It asks rhetorically. This celebration of knowledge inspired the Islamic Golden Age, a period of extraordinary scientific and philosophical advances. Social justice is another fundamental pillar of the teachings of the Quran. The obligation of zakat, almsgiving, the condemnation of usury, the protection of the rights of orphans and the weak reflect an egalitarian vision that was revolutionary for the time and is still relevant today. The Quran is not a simple theoretical text. It permeates the daily life of Muslims. Its verses are recited during the 5 daily prayers, memorized from childhood, consulted to guide important decisions and ethical dilemmas. More than a book, it is a life companion that offers comfort in adversity and wisdom in the face of modern challenges. A remarkable fact that is often overlooked is that the Quran builds bridges with other religious traditions. It honors the biblical prophets, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, considering them to be bearers of the same divine message. It calls for respectful dialogue with the people of the book, Jews and Christians, recognizing a common spiritual heritage. This interfaith openness provides a solid basis for dialogue in our multicultural world. Of course, like any ancient and profound text, the Quran is the subject of interpretative debate. The application of its principles in the contemporary context raises complex questions on subjects such as women's rights, religious freedom, and political governance. Far from weakening the text, these discussions bear witness to its vitality and its capacity to generate continuous reflection. The richness of the Quran extends far beyond the religious sphere. Its influence extends to art, inspiring the exquisite calligraphy and majestic architecture that define Islamic civilization. Its philosophy of justice has shaped legal systems throughout the world. Its ethical principles continue to inspire social movements fighting oppression and inequality. In the digital age, the Quran is finding new expressions and reaching an ever wider audience. Mobile apps, online forums, podcasts, and videos make it possible to explore its teachings in an interactive and accessible way. In conclusion, the Quran is proving to be much more than a religious text frozen in time. It is a living source of wisdom that continues to enlighten, inspire, and transform. Whether one is a believer or simply curious, diving into its depths offers a unique perspective on the fundamental questions that unite humanity: our place in the universe, our relationship with the divine, and our responsibility to one another. This extraordinary book invites us all on a journey of discovery, not only to understand a religion practiced by nearly 2 billion people, but also to enrich our own quest for meaning, truth, and transcendence. In a world fragmented by divisions, the Quran's message of unity, compassion, and reflection has never been more relevant. I invite you to pursue this exploration for yourself, to discover the treasures hidden in these sacred pages, and to let this ancient wisdom illuminate your own path, whatever your personal convictions.